you guys doing today? This is your channel, Sammy. I gotta change the name again, so I just shaved my beard the other day. I just realized it's not a good fit for me anymore. So, you know, I just want for myself. Since I lose all that weight, I look like a little baby face. I look like a sweet guy. Folks. I've been through all this shit in the past. I just if you're struggling with loneliness like me, if someone's at work, your uncle, your mom and dad or something, you're just a grown up with the 20 or you're 24 years old, well, nothing you can do is just help out, do the chores around the house, like you got to understand this. You cannot drive, you cannot do shit for a living. You could do is just go to the gym or just go shopping for a little bit and see where things go for naturally. And be careful in public, though. Excuse me. But I want to talk to you guys about something about this friendship. With friendship with women, you gotta be mindful how people ghost you. People perceive you think you're intruding or misinterpreted text messages. I'm afraid it's not gonna work out. You just gotta be mindful. Like social media, dating apps are a piece of shit. They're useless. Useless. Because I'm the only guy. I used to be on the dating apps that day. And I'm not getting no likes. And I feel like I just wasted my time on anything. There's things you gotta understand. Most people are making the wrong decision. People don't think carefully, correctly, and the wrong answer for yourself, you're making the wrong decision. Like I said, don't make the wrong decisions getting into a serious relationship because things will not go out of hand. People don't think carefully. You cannot get a house. You cannot afford it until you get a job or a career. Houses, fuck this. Excuse my language. Houses cost a lot of money. Real estate, utilities. You just gotta be mindful of the cost of living around here. Like, for example, Virginia's a lot of money around towns. Like, you're looking into $1,000 a month or something, or I don't know how much the town makes, or income taxes. I'm not a real estate agent because I'm knowing as a man, okay? You got to understand is money is important to save up for a house, for family or something, or in case of an emergency, or food. Food-wise is important, like furniture, for newer things. It comes with challenges, folks. Like I said, you gotta take things slow. If you're buying a house into a rush, you cannot rush to things. It will drain your money out. I'm just trying to give you advice to be mindful of your money. I used to go shopping all the time. I realized I just drained my money out, But ain't my business, but this is my money, You got to be careful. Okay? Sometimes people got to think carefully as a man, Most men have the power to think correctly in their own ways, That's a good question, man, but my life takes time. My life takes time. The journey takes a while. You just gotta respect the time frame. But people, there's nothing you can do. I could do is volunteer or just do something to help out the events. That's what I do, Sometimes you gotta learn, see what people are doing, Just learn from yourself. Sometimes with friendships involved are fading away. I used to have a friendship. Named my friend friendship last 2 years. My friend Emma. She used to be a good friend of mine for the last 2 years. But our friendship has faded away. Stop yapping at me. I'm not yapping. My God, people are just... Sorry about that, guys. People get on my nerves. People think I'm a nutcase. But I'm not. So, involved. I'm not yapping. So, I used to have a friendship last 2 years. Her name is Emma. So, what can I say? Our friendship didn't work as planned. But you got to understand what people are growing up into an adult. People might part ways, or your friendship may fade away over time. Okay, as a man, you gotta let those things go. You know, I know it's hard to let go. I was 22 years old. I wasn't thinking carefully. You know? Like, am I 24? I'm 24 right now, but I'll turn 25 next month on my birthday, March 13th. So, I wasn't thinking carefully about how friendships works, but I do now, because friendships fade away over time. When people are busy, people might make excuses. I'm busy, and people are ignoring you. You know, you gotta be mindful. When people are busy, they don't have time to respond to your messages, or if they are ignoring you or something, just block them or ignore them. You just got to be mindful of your friendship, man. But it's part of growing up. But that's what the person said in the comment below, which is a good thing. But I will go take a shower in a few hours. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to try my damn best. Oh yeah? I already brush my teeth every night. And by the way, I need some damn water. Excuse me, folks. I gotta take a fit. I gotta get some water. Water's important. Alright, folks, I'm back. Got myself water. Sorry I disabled the live video. Alright, I'm back. So, let me drink some water first, bruh. So, got some water in my throat. That way I can talk to you guys. Let's see, what was I doing? Thinking. You got to be careful who you're friends with, you guys. It doesn't matter when a girl is sweet or not. People might vanish over time, like from their phones. You know? People may ignore you. Okay? They could be busy with work, family, priorities. You know? If you're young like me, you gotta grow up and you gotta deal with your own life. You cannot expect someone to save you. It doesn't matter if it's a girl or nothing, or a man, like, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. Nothing works for me anymore. You got to think. You got to save yourself. You know, you got to save yourself. You got to be the hero. You got to be a man. You know? Like, find a job for yourself, you know? You gotta do your own financials. Look in your bank account. How much you spent. Your little transactions are important. Pay the bills around there is important. So it's raining outside today. I'm not going anywhere today, so. because I don't own a car, because I have epilepsy. You know, I got to deal with this shit in my lifetime. You know, I hate being on the seizure stuff, but I gotta cope with it in my lifetime too. You know. So if you're men who are struggling like me, you could reach out to me on Facebook or whatever. But like I said, I don't let people in my life yet. But you gotta be mindful. If you're approaching to a long distance relationship, don't expect something's gonna bad happen to you. Let me tell you, I'm seeing all these videos on YouTube, which is bullshit. Not good. Red flags. You know, I gotta look out for myself too. But don't get me wrong, I'm just giving you warnings. If you're on these dating apps or long distance with a relationship with a girl you like, things might not change, or things might change. She might cheat on you. She might not reply to your messages. She might be busy. She might be in excuses. You just gotta be careful. If she's busy, don't worry too much. If she's making excuses, if you've seen her posts, that's not good, folks. That's not good. You know, I'm trying to learn for myself too, you know. Sometimes I gotta take care of myself, watch out for idiots, or I know they're good people, I know they're good individuals, but people make mistakes. It causes more issues and inconveniences. Sometimes you don't want to put the wrong people in a bad position. You know, you might get yourself in trouble. You put that man out, and it's not good. You know, he's not going to be with you, but you got to be careful. You know, you don't want to push anywhere, coming across rude, pushing people away. Just like I said, man. People will get you. Okay? What I do is, like, I just ignore people. Someone's been married. Man. Is in his 20s, or I'm 24, bro. I'll turn 25 next month on my birthday, March 13th. As a YouTuber, guys, I used to be a YouTuber all 8 years ago. Since I'm in my high school age. You know? Sometimes people part ways, you know? I'm not 25 yet, bro. I'll turn 25 next month. March 13th on my birthday. I will. But I'm 24 right this second. I'm 24 right now. I just turned 24 last year. You just gotta look out for yourself, too. Your emotional well-being, but if you're in a long-distance relationship, be careful you don't expect from a girl reply to you anytime soon. Okay? People could hurt you. She could hurt you. People will lie to you straight to your face, or you just gotta watch out, man. So, it's important to set a boundary. You know, you gotta set a boundary, a really healthy boundary. You gotta protect your emotional well-being. You know, it's important not to stress over nothing, not to cope with, but it's important to release all that stress by going somewhere class, like yoga class, or going to the gym, but it's important to prioritize our emotional well-being. You know, I care about people too, but it's also important to make our priorities stay on professional mode, strict mode. Okay? If you don't understand me, go away. But if you do understand me, good for you. But, just like I said, our emotional safety is important, to protect yourselves, to think carefully what you're going to get in a relationship, something possibilities. But you got to be careful. People could be hiding something evil against you. Or like something like people lie behind your back. You just got to watch out. Nothing possibility was not going to happen. You know, people don't respect you, man. You know, trust me. I've been there too, but we just gotta learn to grow and move forward. You know? I've been struggling a lot of stuff too, but in the past, but I just realized nothing to worry about anyways. But you just gotta focus on the joy, open the door for anything to come in. You just gotta wait till the time is right. You gotta wait patiently. Just wait till the time is right. You know? I'm telling you, man, it sucks. It's just life gets in the way. People will ignore your messages. Trust me, if you don't have someone to talk to, just like I said, don't reach out to any people you don't trust. Just say, you know what? Block them all. You know? People are not real, man. People are just social media influencers. Alright? Alright? But I don't want to become a celebrity. But my friend Emma I told you about, folks, if you're new here, you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications, and that way you'll be notified. But I want you guys to know, you got to be careful. When people become a celebrity, like YouTube, social media celebrities, it comes with a lot of pressure. You know, a lot of pressure, no privacy. Everything. If I miss something correctly, let me know, because sometimes I gotta look online carefully. What I'm trying to say is, you might feel a lot of pressure. No lack of privacy, a lack of pressure. You might feel pressure, I'm telling you. But I want to be true to myself. You know, my emotional well-being is important to take care of myself. My safety, my thinking is important. Trust me. If you want to become a celebrity, you're taking the wrong path. Because I don't want to become a celebrity. I want to become my actual self. What I do for a living. You know, I go on my scooter, going for a ride, enjoy my life, going to volunteer. But same thing with me. I just applied to YMCA last week. Application for, not for a job, for a volunteer. But it's still taking a progress, takes a while. You know, like I said, you gotta wait till the time feels right. I know you're excited, but... Alright, that's enough. Whoop, whoop, doo. Removed. Has been successfully. You know, people be different. It's okay to be different. Be true to yourself. Okay? I think it's it for today's live stream, folks. I don't have nothing to say. My advice is just move forward. Don't dwell on stuff. Okay? It ruins your head. Because it causes you stress. Like I said, focus on your path. Taking a wrong, good path. Alright? Alright, people. Have a great night. And I'll see you maybe tonight, maybe. I might play my game. Who the hell knows? Alright? Alright, peeps. Gotta go, and I got some stuff to do. Alright? God bless you, my people, and be safe, and stay out of trouble. Same to me, same to you. Bye, folks. Thank you for watching. Bullshit. It's not working. Bye-bye.